Welcome to Practical Projects with Vue.js 2. I'm Jack Harrington. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a UI architect and a principal software engineer. I've worked with a lot of big companies, and I'm currently working at a big shoe retailer in the Pacific Northwest of note. Before that, I was with Walmart Labs. I have worked on a variety of front-end and back-end technologies. I've actually been working in the web field since 1995. So I've done Vanilla.js, jQuery, and then all the way up through the templating frameworks. One of the things that I can bring to this course for you is what we do at large companies in terms of scalability and building out UIs using technologies that allow for large teams, and Vue is one of those technologies. I want to go through how the course is going to be structured. And that starts with an introduction. It's a set of videos that'll walk us through all of the basics of Vue. And then we'll get into our first app. It's called GeoStore, and it's a UI for an e-commerce application that supports a brick and mortar set of produce stores. The next one is UNews, which is an RSS reader. It uses WebSockets to ensure that the UI is always up to date with what's on the server. And it also shows a little bit more in terms of complexity of adding data and how the whole post cycle works and getting data to the server and from the server and so on. And then there's PhotoSpot, and PhotoSpot is an image sharing application where you can drag and drop, upload images to the server. And then people can comment on them, chat around them. And it's also a multi-page application, so you get to see the single-page application router system and how that all works and fits together. You may be asking yourself, why Vue? So Vue, it's a new framework. It hasn't been out very long. What it does is allow you to build a component-oriented UI. Basically, the idea is you're building these small reusable blocks. You can kind of think about it as like Lego for UI. And that allows you to build more maintainable applications, right? Because all of your code for building out the UI is not centralized in, one or two big old templates. It's actually componentized into these smaller reused pieces like a dialog or an alert box or a panel or a button. So it does scale to a broader team when you have this kind of componentized system. It also means that each one of those parts and pieces are easier to test because then you can test them in isolation. For example, a carousel can move left, it can move right, so on and so forth. And then even cooler, you can actually use some of these skills to build native applications. And I don't mean just a web panel inside of an existing native app. I mean actually a native app that uses native controls using a system called Vue Native. So what do you need to know coming into this course? And the answer is really not much. You need to know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And it just has a little bit more syntactic sugar that makes it easy to write nowadays. Things like map and for each and stuff like that. It would help if you knew a little bit of Node.js, but we would totally walk you through how that's going to work. And then also because we're using Laravel in the PHP example, just a passing knowledge of PHP might help you.